Hey, what is up YouTube? This is the Mermail Master coming at you guys from the Team Time Riders YouTube channel with another deck profile from Earl. And as you guys know, Earl is always a man about bringing that spice to these deck profiles. What do we got today?
Aroma.
Aroma. Now, I think this is going to be the very first time that we have ever had an Aroma deck profile on this channel. Anything you want to say about this deck?
Funny you said spice because spicy aroma.
Ho ho! Alright, with that, let's get into it.
Alright, so first off we've got two Aromage Bergamot. So the main thing about Aromage is that they all have two different effects. The first is a continuous effect that is always applied when you have more life points than your opponents. The other is a trigger effect that applies once per turn whenever you gain life points. So for this card, while you have more life points, all of your plants do pierce. And when you gain life points, it gains 1,000 attack until the end of your opponent's next turn.
Wow.
So it's common for it to get up to 4,400 by the time your next turn comes around.
I was gonna say, like, does this, obviously, from what you've said, it stacks. So if you gain, like, multiple bits of life points every turn, like, it'll just stack up to, like, insane value.
Right, but obviously only once per turn, since that's how it works.
Gotcha.
From there, we've got Aromage Rosemary. So her effect when you have more life points is that all of your plants pretty much become Armades. And then when you gain life points, you change battle position of a monster on the field. Unfortunately, that's a mandatory effect, so she's the only monster, you switch her, but sometimes that can prove to be beneficial. Next up is Aromage Jasmine.
The secret rare.
Yep, so while your life points are higher, she basically functions like a caster or a Pollux for plant types. You get an extra normal summon for a plant each turn, and then when you gain life points, you draw a card.
For all our viewers who weren't around when Constellas was the cat's meow. We've been playing this game a while.
Yep. Then we have three Aromage Kananga. When your life points are higher, all of your opponent's monsters lose 500 attack and defense. And then when you gain life points, you get to bounce a spell trap your opponent has on the field.
Nice.
Then we have their specialized tuner, Aromaseraphy Angelica. Now this is different compared to how the Aromages work in terms of their effects. The first is that you can discard her from your hand to target an Aroma monster in your graveyard, and you gain life points equal to that monster's attack. And then if your life points are higher and you control an Aroma monster, you can summon her straight from the grave, but banish her. Right, so the standard revival tuner fare. But she's really strong card, really helps out a lot of plays. I'm playing the one Aroma Jar because it's just a troll card. It's a flip effect monster that when it's flipped face up, or flipped in general, it cannot be destroyed by battle. And at the end of each player's end phase, you gain 500 life points.
I've been on the other side of an Aroma Jar before that I couldn't get over, and yeah, things got hairy pretty fast.
I remember back when the set was a core, that was a Clash of Rebellion.
Clash of Rebellion.
Yeah, back when that sneak was in, this thing caused so many headaches for the Seal tournament.
Yeah.
I would know, I ran it. 3 Lone Fire Blossom, because it's Lone Fire Blossom. This is a relatively new addition that I added into the deck because of the recent reprint. Cactus Pouncer.
Amazing reprint.
Very. It needed it. Got the one Dandelion and the one Glow Up and the one Spore, all for tuner and just all around plant plays.
Technically this is still a plant synchro deck.
More or less. And then probably the strangest choice in the deck is 3 Jurigato.
Oh, explain this.
So its effect in the battle step, you summon it from your hand and you gain 1,000 life points. So it's life point gain. That's what the deck is all about. It's all about having more life points than your opponents just to beat their face in and just troll them. And worst case scenario, it can give a quick pump. That's it for the monsters. For spells, we've got the field spell, Aroma Garden. So once per turn, while you control an aroma monster, you can gain 500 life points. And for the rest of that turn, all of your, I think it's all monsters in general. Yep.
Yeah.
All monsters gain 500 attack and defense, even after you summon them. So it's kind of like a Paleo in that way, the Ritual Beast monster. And then whenever an aroma monster is destroyed, you gain 1,000 life points. And that's not a once per turn.
Wow.
And then Terraform does field spells. I'm playing 2 Miracle Fertilizers because it helps get plants back, aromas back, Molten back to reuse the effects.
Yep.
An all-around decent card. And then a fun little tech card that I'm trying out.
Oh, it's
Sukumo Slash. So this is can kind of be seen as kind of like an honest type card. Whenever life points are different between both opponents, doesn't matter whether yours are higher or lower. The difference is added to one of your monster's attack for the turn. So in a deck where my life points are higher, this can easily give 3,000 to like a Jasmine to have it pounce over something.
Wow.
It's just a fun card that I'm trying out. It's more fun than some of the other cards I was trying out, like Graceful Tear and things like that. For the traps, some simple ones. We've got Humid Winds. Once per turn, I can pay 1,000 life points to add an aroma monster to my hand from the deck. And then if I happen to have lower life points than my opponent, I can just gain 500 life points. And each effect is a hard once per turn. Playing 2 Dried Winds. As long as this is face up, if I gain life points hard once per turn, I can target a face up monster my opponent controls and pop it. And if I have like 3,000 or more life points more than my opponent, I can basically pay life points until I have the exact same as my opponent, and then destroy all my opponent's monsters with the lower attack than what I paid.
Wow.
Lower or equal.
Do you find yourself activating that second effect often?
Once in a blue moon, it's usually just there as the spot removal.
Yeah.
But when it comes up, and it can turn the tide of some games. Then finally, Warning. I mean, I'm gaining life points, paying 2,000 isn't really hurtful in any way. That's it for the main deck. For the extra deck, I'm trying out Vermilion Dragon Mech because it actually has that ability to get banished tuners out of the graveyard. Banished tuners to your hand, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So with Angelica banishing itself after using its effect, it can help get it back.
So I've noticed like one of the issues with this card is that like it's gets the tuner back only with destruction by card effect. Have you like run into any issues where this has been like a problem?
Not really, because I mean it's 2,700, and things that will usually beat over is like obviously Dynamite under Diagram or Masterpiece, but usually if they're gonna get rid of it, they'll likely just get rid of it with a card effect because it's just a big monster. From there, I'm playing Omega as a generic level 8. I've also got a Thought Ruler Archfiend because it's a great negation type deal with involves paying life points, which I'll have in surplus, and he also gains life points whenever he kills something in battle. Boomrose once again.
Boomrose.
And a lot of people keep forgetting that it actually has a second effect where you can banish a plant to flips a monster to attack and reduce their attack to 0. That actually does see some play in this deck. If I don't want to blow up the board.
Does the effect target?
Yeah, it does. But if it's
face down.
Exactly. This is a really fun card for the deck.
Oh,
Ancient Sacred Wyvern. So the thing about this thing is that it needs light tuners, which Angelica is. I was running a Sunny Pixie in the deck as well, because that's like when you use it for a light synchro, gain 1,000 life points, but I cut that. But as long as your life points are higher, it gains attack equal to the difference. So it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and if it dies, you pay 1,000 life points to revive it. So it's pretty much the game ender. Playing one Splendid Rose. It's a quirky little plant synchro that can do some shrink shenanigans and double attack shenanigans. It's also a decent level 6. Playing 3 Queen of Thorns.
Okay.
This card basically says if you want to summon anything that isn't a plant out of your hand, you have to pay 1,000 life points. So I believe the ruling with this and Pendulum Summons is that for every non-plant you plan on Pendulum Summon out of the hand, you pay 1,000 life points for each of them.
Really?
Yeah, so it can really hurt some Pendulum decks out there, and other decks as well that span things from the hand. I've got our Mateys in here because generic level 5. Then we have the Aroma Seraphie Rosemary, similar to the Aromages, and she has effects based on higher life points and when you gain life points. When you have higher life points, all your plants gain 500 attack. And when you gain life points, she is able to Fiendish Chain one of your opponent's monsters.
Nice.
And then for low-level synchros, I'm playing Balmung and Armory Arm.
With that you say voice actor signature there too.
Yep, you might remember that one from my Morphronic deck. Yep. So they're just there as just low-level synchros because that does happen. I play a lot of level 3s and all my tuners are level 1. So the opportunity does arise sometimes, and Armory Arm also helps with getting things powered up and doing burn damage to get my life points ahead.
Shenanigans.
And I don't really have a side deck. Again, this is more of a fun deck. I don't really build side decks for those kind of decks, and that's basically in a nutshell.
Well, thank you very much for the deck profile, Earl. Any shout-outs you want to give?
Nope.
No shout-outs, once again, guys. Well, thank you so much again, and thank you guys for watching the channel. If you liked the video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell button to get notifications whenever we update new videos, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.